Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 3 for this week. The non-math bonus weather video. I promise you there will be no number, well, there's a couple of numbers in it, but no equations or anything like that. But we're going to be talking about a couple of different types of cold fronts. You may think that there's only one, but life is always more complicated than you think it is, right? And so there's actually two different types. One is more dominant than the other, but the other one does occur periodically. And so I thought we would talk about that today. So let me put myself down here in the corner. And here I have my trusty green ground at the bottom. And this is what your standard cold front looks like, okay? It basically gets deeper and deeper as you go back behind the front. So this is the leading edge of it here, and then the cold air is deeper and deeper back in here. Okay, so the boundary between the cold air dome, if you will, and the air that it is trying to replace is called the frontal zone itself, okay? Now, the slope is much steeper at the leading edge of the front than it is back in the central and back part of the front, if you will. For instance, here, for every kilometer that you go up, you go back about 100 kilometers. And obviously, this is not drawn to scale, but the basic idea here is that the slope is pretty steep at the leading edge of the front. And then as you go farther and farther back, for every 1 kilometer that you go up, you go back 300 kilometers. So the slope is much, much less steep as you get deeper and deeper back into the cold air. Okay, so now let's talk about the two different types of fronts. One is called a catafront, and it has nothing to do with pets or animals or anything like that. But you have very strong winds coming in behind a front. Think of maybe an Arctic front during the wintertime, like we had the other day, where the winds are just howling behind it, okay? And in that case, howling ahead of it as well. But howling behind the front, and so you get this strong sinking motion right at the leading edge of the cold air. Sinking motion produces drying, okay? And that forces the warmer air ahead of the front to rise rather violently upward right at the interface, okay? And so you tend to get showers and in the summertime or springtime, thunderstorms, but they're going to be right at the leading edge of the front. And then as soon as you get into the colder air, then everything clears up, okay? And this is the way most cold fronts operate. However, there are exceptions, and this one is called an anafront, okay? And it's not named after somebody called Anne. It's just an anafront. I don't know where the word originated from. It's probably, has some Greek origin to it. But anyways, in this case, you have very weak winds behind the front. It's almost stationary, but not quite. It's just advancing very, very slowly. And so this allows the warmer air ahead of the front to not only rise at the interface, the leading edge, but also rise back up and over that cold dome and act like a warm front, if you will. And so in this kind of a situation, you can end up getting steady precipitation, either rain or snow, depending on your overall temperature profile, well behind the front. And I actually think there's a possibility of us seeing something like this the middle of next week, where we're going to have a very, very slow-moving cold front, and there's going to be precipitation falling behind it, and then we're going to have to wait for the front to finally get far enough east of us so that we clear the rain and the clouds out. That's still several days away. We'll see how that plays out, but that's the way it's looking right now. So two different types of cold front. The catafront basically has all the precipitation right at the leading edge, and then it immediately clears up behind it. The anafront acts like a warm front, where it's very slow moving and you get precipitation falling a few hundred miles behind the front, and it's usually steady precipitation. It's not convective like thunderstorms, but just a good steady rain or snow, again, depending on what the temperature profile looks like. All right, that is bonus weather video number 3 for this week. I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening and an even better weekend. And the next daily weather update, of course, will be coming up later this afternoon. So you all take care, stay warm, look forward to the warming trend, and we'll talk to you again on Monday. See you later, everybody.